Hey, Sherita, welcome.
Hi, how are you, Christine?
I'm good. Thank you for being here today to chat with me. We're talking about your experience in my mastermind, but before we do that, can
Mhm.
you let the people know who are watching a little bit about what it is you do?
Well, I provide therapeutic art sessions at nursing homes and assisted living communities. So every day I get a chance to go out to different facilities and working with the elderly, showing them different art techniques, doing different types of sculpture art designs with them. And I use it in a way for them to relax and to creatively express themselves.
I love it. You're so talented. You're such a talented
Thank
artist.
you.
Yeah, no,
Thank
it's so
you.
cool. It's so cool what you're doing. And I was saying to somebody else the other day, like I just love the varied types of businesses that I get to like work with. It's a big, range, but it's awesome. We were talking to Danielle the other day, and Danielle owns a boutique, and then Erica is a physical therapist. It's like the whole gamut. I love it. Um, so why don't you tell me a little bit about like where you were before you joined the mastermind and also before you met me, because I think you
Mm,
were like at an event and you weren't necessarily in the mastermind yet, but like you were kind of in my world. um,
yes.
Tell us where you were in your business and life before the mastermind.
Wow. Oh my goodness. At the time I was kind of in like a space where I was feeling a little bit down. I was invited to come to one of your live events, and when I saw you, I was like, oh my goodness, I want to be like her. And I mean, I was just all into like how you wore your outfit, to your clothes, to how you talked. Like I was just like, oh my goodness, I want to be just like her. You're so like full of like vibrancy and power. And that was so much not me. And at the time I was feeling really down about my business because I had been in business for years, but I felt like I was at a standstill and I
Mhm.
didn't know what to do, what my next step would be. And I was just always going out, doing sessions in person and hustling,
Mhm.
basically. And when I met with you, I saw like a totally different world that I did not even realize existed. That's kind of like where I was at the
Yeah. So your business was kind of like not making you so happy. You were doing a lot of running around. You weren't sure where you were going next. And so when you first heard about the mastermind opportunity, what was it about that you were like, now is my time. I'm going to do this.
It was one of those things I was like, do it now or miss out. And it was scary. I kind of thought, wow, I don't even know if I can do this or not. But I also knew that I did not want to stay where I was at. And I
Hmm.
knew that by signing up for the mastermind, I knew I'll be able to expand
Hmm.
and go to the next level of my business. And that's what I really was striving for and craving for in my life. And so I was willing to take that step.
Yeah, and you kind of walked out in faith, right? It's like, I don't know, and it is a big decision. It is a big decision. It's a year-long program. It's gonna stretch you, and that's what you needed at that time.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so tell us a little bit about in terms of specific changes that you've seen in yourself since being in the mastermind, and that can be personal, that could be business. What specific changes have you noticed?
I feel more empowered. I
Mm.
feel a little bit more, I feel I have more confidence
Hmm.
and I feel I have more direction
Mm.
in my business and also just in my life of where I want to go, what I want to do.
Hmm.
I think joining your mastermind has really helped me to see life on a different level. And it's really helped me to realize that it is possible,
Mm.
that the dreams that I have, they can really happen. It's just about putting in the work and just really seeing it through. And
Yeah.
so I'm very grateful. I feel that if I had not joined your mastermind, I probably will still be in that space of feeling stuck. and unsure and uncertain and frustrated and sad. I mean, I remember when I came to your retreat, I was like crying. I was a hot mess that day, because I just didn't know what to do anymore. So I'm very grateful.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so, you brought up a good point, which is it was a scary decision or it was a big decision for me, but at the same time, it's like, what's the other option? You're just going to stay where you're at.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people feel that. They're like, what else can I do? I want to go forward. I don't want to stop growing. Yeah.
It was so funny because when I signed up for your program, I felt like I really don't have the money for this. And I was stressing out, and I'd even called one of my dear friends. I was like, oh my goodness, I just did something that I don't know I'll be able to pay for. But, it's all about stepping out on faith like you talked about. And when you step out on faith, everything falls into line. And as soon as I made that decision, like the money just starts showing up. And I was just like, you know what? This must be something I'm supposed to do because I'm not struggling for it and it's happening and it's flowing.
Yeah. It's like, you just kind of know when it's the right time. And, you get into a space where it's like, what's worse, staying where I am or, taking this, what feels like a risk. Right. So what were some of your favorite parts of the mastermind? Like when you look back at your time, what did you like the most? What was the most fun or exciting or just cool for you?
I love the sense of like being around people of like minds and hearing about everyone's different businesses. And we all felt like we were on the same journey together. And you were like our leader. And you're helping us and you're showing us and you're guiding us along the way. And I just felt like I was a part of something. Sometimes as like a business owner, you feel like you're by yourself. You feel like you have to figure out everything on your own and no one gets you or understands you. And so whenever I was, connected to the mastermind in the group, going to your retreats, I felt like I was at home. I felt like I was in a space that I was loved, that I was like encouraged, inspired. So that's one of the things that I really love about, being a part of this mastermind. And I've gained some awesome friends even after the mastermind. And we still keep in touch. We still utilize the same tools and practices that you share with us in the mastermind. And, it just feels good that we have this opportunity to create something that is, going to stay with us for a long time.
Yeah. And I think it's priceless that, you have this group of people around you, because I always say entrepreneurship can be really like isolating, and, you can feel alone and you don't know who to turn to. And I like how you said, like-minded people, we're all kind of in this together. And one of my favorite things is to watch you guys cheer each other on. Like, you have me and I'm there and I do my thing. And I coach you guys and train you guys. But then some of the best feelings I ever have in that mastermind is seeing how everyone comes together and really supports each other. That's just priceless to me. So, and I also just want to mention something about what we were talking about before about, not being sure if, you can do this. And oh my God. I just want to mention for anyone's watching, we all feel like that, by the way. It's not just because I don't, have the investment for it, or the investment's going to make things really tight for me. We all go through that. Even for myself, I recently joined a program, and it's a year-long program, and it is not cheap. And every month I'm like, oh boy. And then I'm like, but look what it's making me do, which is it's putting a fire under me to do it. Right. Yeah. It's so I think we all come from that place. No one's like, it's no big deal, unless they're, well off, or they're, a trust fund person. It's a big decision, right? It's a big decision that is a turning point, which is what I'm hearing from you. It was that was the turning point, because you were like, I no longer want to stay where I'm at.
Yes. I tell you, this mastermind has truly given me a lot of tools to use and to really learn how to expand my business on a totally different level. And I keep saying I'm so grateful for being a part of the program because I truly would have been stuck.
Mm.
I really would have been stuck. And
Yeah.
so it's all worth it. So even if there's that hesitation of, oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it happen.
Yep. Make it happen for yourself. Yeah. You're investing in you. That's the best investment you can make.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about like specifics from the mastermind. How do you specifically see yourself as benefiting from it? And, are there results you can share? Any kind of details in terms of looking back where you were and then where you are now?
Well, the first thing I did was I increased my income. That was one of the things that had me like down in the dumps because I felt like, oh my goodness, I'm stressing out, I'm hustling every day, but I'm not seeing the money come through. And I knew I was offering a lot of value, but I just wasn't sure like, okay, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
So after being a part of Mastermind, you helped me to understand my value and that I need to stand up for myself and charge more. So I, you the thing about you, Christine, is that you give us that extra like boost of confidence because it's like like I was really in a down space, but the fact that you was like, Sherita, you can do this. You offer this much value, this, that, whatever. You need to go out there and you need to increase your rates. And it was like, as soon as you said that, it empowered me and it made me feel confident enough to increase my rates.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so I increased my rates and that was better because then I increased my income.
Yeah.
And you told me don't worry about it. You may have some clients that fall off, but at the end it's going to balance itself out anyway. And you were right about that. It did balance itself out. From that, I've also created like a membership program. From that program, I also enhanced my certification training program from being a part of Mastermind. So it's like everything was just like happening for me. Everything was flowing and happening. And I felt like my business and myself was being revitalized.
Yeah.
Um, I love what I was doing, but I just wasn't passionate about how the business was running.
Yeah. Yeah. And the certification program is a big deal because, when I first met you from the beginning, it was always about like, you're always running around and you're like traveling between states and, again, you love what you do, but that can be a grind. And
Yes.
so, yeah. So like one of my big goals with you when we first started working together is like, how can we get her into something virtual, doing something virtual where she's still sharing her gifts in an amazing way, but she doesn't necessarily have to be in person all the time running around. Right. Um,
Yes.
and so the certification program is very exciting because I think, we have talked about the sky's the limit with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not constrained by boundaries or location or you can serve people all over the globe, which is really exciting.
Mm-hmm. It is exciting. And
Yeah.
now I find myself not having to travel as much. So I still do some on-site sessions so I can stay like in the field and know exactly what's going on. But I'm now teaching other people how
Yeah.
to do what I do. And
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome because, there's a lot of people looking for something as a business and, if they're creative and they love art, like here's an opportunity for them. Like you're creating jobs, like it's like amazing, right?
Yeah.
Just with that program. So for people watching this, they might be thinking to themselves, like, is this a good ROI, return on investment? What would you say to people who are like, they're on the fence maybe, or they're like, I know I should do this, but I don't know. Is there a good return there?
It's definitely a good return. You learn so much in this program, and you get so much from this program even afterwards. It's constantly giving, even after the program. And
Mm-hmm.
you have a wonderful, wonderful coach who's going to like give you all that love and encouragement that you need along the process, so you never feel like you're going through it by yourself.
Mm.
And the thing that I love about working with Christine is that she really does tailor it to you. So you're not getting like a cookie cutter, coaching from
Mm-hmm.
she's looking at your business and how she can help you think of new strategies that you can expand your business with. So
Yeah.
if you really, really are serious about your business, you should join the Mastermind.
Thank you. So, final thoughts, Sherita. Again, who knows who might be watching this and in a position of like, I want to have a turning point in my business, in my life. It's time.
Mhm.
What would be your advice about people who are thinking of working with me to grow their business?
I would say step out on faith. Don't allow those little negative thoughts that you may have in your mind about I can't do it, or I'm not sure this is going to work, or I may not have the money for it, whatever you're thinking about, or I'm not going to have the time to do it, whatever it is, that negative thought that's like constantly flowing through your mind, just wipe it out and really just jump out on faith, because you're going to really be making a good decision for yourself, for your business, and for the legacy that you're trying to leave behind.
Yeah.
I truly believe that joining this mastermind has helped me to see that I can leave a legacy behind. And that is what I am working towards every single day. And I'm using the tools that I've learned in the mastermind from Christine. Like, it totally changed the whole structure of my business. So I can still do what I was doing before, but now I have this whole nother element that I did not even realize I could even add to my business. And it has helped me to expand my horizons on a totally different level.
Yeah.
So I would say jump out on faith. I jumped out on faith, and I feel I made the best decision by doing that.
Oh, thank you, Sharita. Yeah, this is good to hear, your experience. Because it's funny, I work with people, I work with clients, and it's like, you're going through the time with them and you're watching their journey, and everyone has a different journey. But it's just one of my favorite things, again, is just to see, not only you guys supporting each other, but also like the changes and
Yeah.
that happen along the journey. Um, and you look back and you're like, wow, like you did all that. You did that. Like I coached you, I guided you, but you did it.
Yeah.
And you took the step to invest, and that's, a big step, but it was a good step, it sounds like. So thank
Yes,
you.
sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Sharita, so much for sharing with us. Any final thoughts before we go?
I just want to say, just do it.
Just do it. Be like
Yes.
Becky. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Sharita.
Bye.
Bye.